It's the day of the show, y'all. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So going with the theme of having some Broadway friends on the show, I introduce you to Simba and the Lion King, 8 shows a week on the Broadway. Bradley Gibson. Hi.
Hi, Spencer.
Bradley Gibson is known for being Simba in The Lion King, being in the original Broadway cast of Rocky, the original Broadway cast of A Bronx Tale, but I think your most popular credit was the Boston Conservatory Zach Box production of Legally Blonde, where you starred as Warner Huntington III. Would you agree?
That was iconic. I don't know why. People are still talking about it, you know?
Okay, so Bradley and I are best friends from college. We went to the Boston Conservatory. And so this is, I have chills right now. This is
so
yeah, this is more fun than work.
Yeah.
This is going to feel very easy.
Yeah, that's having a kiki.
Yeah, right? And you know, amongst Bradley being a Broadway star, he's an incredible human being, and he has a life outside the theater. He's newly engaged. Congrats.
Yeah.
Not really newly engaged.
No, not really. It's been a little over a year now.
Yeah.
Right? So we're the old ball and chain.
You're chugging along. You are chugging along.
Yeah, we're planning our wedding. It's like happening a year from now. It's crazy. It's amazing.
Well, I appreciate you being here when there's a lot of irons in the fire for you right now.
Of course.
So we're gonna talk about a show today that I don't think you know much about. And I don't know if you guys know much about it. So the show is The Secret Garden, book and lyrics by Marcia Norman, music by Lucy Simon. The Secret Garden, people know The Secret Garden.
Yeah.
People have probably, their high schools may have done it. They've probably seen a community theater production, but I think a large percentage of people just know the title but don't actually know what it is.
You know the book.
Yeah, so I like to sometimes explore stuff that like, you know, just like people know of Rocky, but they don't really know Rocky. People don't really know Secret Garden.
Yeah.
So I thought, why not explore it with Mr. Bradley Gibson?
Let's do it. I'm ready to learn. I'm a student today.
Okay, so Secret Garden explores Mary Lennox, who is a young girl. She moves to England and she lives with her very dismissive, sad uncle who is mourning the loss of his wife, Lily, also known as Mary's aunt. I almost said Mary's uncle, but it's Mary's aunt. But that would be fierce.
That would be great.
And Mary discovers this garden, and hence the Secret Garden, because it's secret. Yeah, exactly.
It's a secret.
And it happened to be her aunt's garden, and basically her mission is to like grow everything back and kind of bring joy back to this very sad household. Yeah. That's a very short synopsis. There's a lot happening. There are ghosts. There's, I know, yeah, she's a little spooky.
She's a spooky girl?
She's a spooky girl, Secret Garden. I can't. Secret Garden was on Broadway in 1991. It had a pretty good 2.5 year run on Broadway, and it had an amazing cast. Do you know anybody who was in the cast?
No.
Great. Okay, I'm gonna say some names, and I think you're gonna freak out.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go in a certain order because I know. So I keep saying otter, and it's my new thing. When I say order, I say it comes out otter.
But you know what? I understood it, and it's yours. Like, that's your thing. That's your thing.
I'm gonna go in a particular order because I know who Bradley will gag for.
Okay.
So in The Secret Garden, we had Mandy Patinkin.
Oh, yes.
I mean, we died for Mandy.
Legend.
Oh, yeah.
Legends
he's
only.
Legends only.
Legends only.
I mean, that's OG George.
Yeah.
We had Howard McGillen.
Oh.
Howard McGillen, Mystery of Edwin Drood, Phantom of the Opera.
Wow, okay.
Took over in Kiss of the Spider-Woman.
Throat. So a throat.
Oh my God, the throat is...
Anointed.
The throat is anointed.
Okay.
Like you don't even know.
Okay, a legit anointed throat.
Yes, Daisy Egan, who, do you know Daisy Egan?
No.
Okay, so Daisy Egan, she won the Tony. She was 11 years old and she won the Tony.
A little girl?
She was a little, yeah, she's a little
Yes,
girl.
little girl.
Yeah, yes, little girl.
Yes, little girl.
The little girl won a Tony Award. Alison Fraser, who is one of my favorites. She was in Romance. She was the original Trenna in Falsettos on Broadway. She's everything.
Amazing.
I'm really excited for you to see this one. A replacement in The Secret Garden, Miss Audra McDonald.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes, she was, honey.
Yes,
Yes, she
Auntie.
was. Yep, Auntie was in the Secret Garden.
Not Auntie Audra. She's not my auntie, but in my head, right?
your head she
in my
is,
head,
yeah.
she's an icon.
Exactly.
Like we
She's a
all
total icon.
We are because of Audra.
Oh my God. Yes.
That's a statement.
That's a statement.
We are because of Audra.
We are because of Audra. You know who you're gonna die for? James Cameron Mitchell was in the Secret
Oh.
Garden. James Cameron Mitchell wrote Hedwig. He was Hedwig in the movie, I'm almost positive, and then he was one of the replacements on Broadway. I think after Taye Diggs replaced Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh, wow,
but
okay.
he was in Secret Garden, which was shocking to me because I kind of just know him as this rock star on Broadway, and he was in this like lush, gorgeous, dark, legit musical.
But you notice what I love though is that as actors, as Broadway performers, we have these wide range resumes that we do different types of work, different types of music. We are capable of doing anything.
Yes, we
because
are.
We're athletes, we're trained, we know what to do.
I think it's important for me on this show to like. I think at first I was only looking at the more traditional type musicals, and then I've started to branch out. But
Because we also want to hear you sing these contemporary shows, these rock pop moments, because this throat, baby, she can do all things.
I didn't tell him to say that. This next person was the lead of the show. She is a reason why I do this. One of my first Broadway shows that I've ever saw, was The Music Man, and that was Rebecca Luker.
Oh my God.
And this video is dedicated to her. Rebecca just announced that she is battling ALS.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
She is, she's up there with the Audras.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
She's an icon.
Icon.
The voice of an angel.
Voice.
An unbelievable actor.
So beautiful.
And I just heard the best things about her humanity. So this is for you, Rebecca.
I'm sending you all the love and support, and your family. Oh my gosh, yeah.
So when it comes to the Tony Awards, Secret Garden got a lot of nominations. They ended up winning Best Orchestrations, Best Book, Best Set Design. Fierce. I'm sure that garden looked lit.
A real garden, with flowers growing out the ground. Okay?
Honey, roses galore. And like I said, Daisy Egan won for Best Featured Actress in a Musical at a very, what were you doing when you were 11?
Well, I was working. I was doing a lot of shows and training, and I was really.
Honey, where were you working?
I was so weird. In North Carolina, I was doing like stock shows and with like adults who. That's when I discovered what New York and Broadway was and what equity was, because I was doing these shows like Oliver and stuff with adults who were New York actors or who were like in school and they had their equity cards, and I was like, that's what I want to do. That's it. How do I make that happen?
So Bradley and I are going to sing a song called Lily's Eyes from the musical. And wait, I don't know if we've ever sang together.
We've never sang together.
We've never sang together.
Wait,
Enjoy.
Strangely quiet, but now the storms simply rest to strike again. Standing, waiting, I think of her. I think of
Strange, this Mary, she leaves the room, yet remains. She lingers on. Something stirs me to think of her. I think of her.
From death she cast her spell. All night we hear her sighs. And now a girl has come who has her eyes. She has her eyes. The girl has Lily's hazel eyes. Those eyes that saw him happy long ago. Those eyes that gave him life and hope he'd never known. How can he see the girl and miss those hazel
She has her eyes. The girl has Lily's hazel eyes. those eyes that closed and left me long ago. Those eyes I feel will never ever let me go. How can I see the girl who has her hazel eyes?
Imagine me a lover.
I longed for the day to turn and see her standing there. Would God had let her stay?
She has her eyes.
She has my lily's hazel eyes.
Those eyes that saw
Those
me
eyes that
long
once I
ago.
loved so.
How can I now forget that